Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm going to be talking about episode 4 of Euphoria. So in this episode, we are getting pretty much what the story's been building at so far. We're having the scene where Nate is finally confronting Jules. Jules is finding out who Nate's father is and that interaction. And I thought that the way that they built the tension during the scenes in the carnival was excellent. I love the fact that they were bouncing back and forth from these characters. You see the fireworks going off behind them, getting more and more erratic as we're building to the moment where these things are going to clash. I thought that this episode handled that tension excellently. And as far as the carnival scenes go, I think that the cinematography was excellent, having those neon carnival lights going on, and it just totally fit the aesthetic of this show. So this show seems to keep growing on me. The first few episodes, like I said in my previous review, I thought they were really going for shock value. This episode was far more story driven. It does have some very sexual elements to it, but it is starting to really grip onto these characters and their relationships and where this is all leading for them and how these all are dealing with these situations. And I love the fact that Jules and Rue's relationship is becoming more developed, and I really like those two characters together. They're my favorite core of this show. I love how they kind of help each other. They're both broken characters, and in the beginning of this episode, you're really seeing how Jules became who she was and how her character was developed, and I really appreciated that. I didn't really know that I would need that much information about the character, but I loved seeing, how her family life became the way it was, why she does the things she does, and I think that really, really helped flesh out her character. One moment in particular that I really liked in this episode is when Jules is going up and kind of not confronting, but going up to Nate's dad and kind of like, hey, I know who you are and I know what's going on and you know who I am. And then her coming back and being totally upset about doing that because it's so out of character for her. I like that part about her character. She wants to be nice. Even though the things that happen around her and the things that happen with her, she always wants to be kind of like that warm heart of the whole story. She is the one that's trying to help everyone against all odds, even though she herself can't really help herself. As far as the two different confrontations between Jules and then Nate's father, and then Jules and Nate, I totally did not see those two coming. Nate's father was coming up to find Jules and confront her about, going up to him and him being kind of just groveling, him going up and saying, please don't tell anybody, I'll do anything you want. And this character that has been painted as this monster, this horrific character, being at her mercy was really interesting. I thought he was going to come up and freak out, or I didn't even know. Maybe he was going to kill her. I didn't know. And then seeing Nate come up, the guy that you thought that maybe really loved her, and they talk back and forth, and then you find out that no, he's worse than his dad. He's willing to blackmail her, destroy her life if she ever says anything about what happened. And I'm wondering, does that mean that Nate this whole time knew who she was, that she was with his dad, and he was just fabricating this whole story of him texting her, messaging her to just do this? I mean, I don't know if for me, they didn't fully explain whether or not that's the case, because it did seem like he did care about her, and when they first meet, he obviously seemed interested in her. But I don't know, that shift and that acting between them two was excellent. Alright, so those are my quick thoughts on episode 4 of Euphoria. Let me know, what did you really like about this episode? There's a lot of stories that are going on, and I think that this episode kind of honed in a little bit better. It kind of focused mainly on Jules and how that whole situation is working out, because for me, that's the most intriguing thing about the show. But there's a lot of little subplots, a lot of interesting things going on with the other characters. So I'd like to know, what was your favorite part of the episode? How you feel about the season so far? What do you think is going to happen between Nate, his father, and Jules? Do you think that this has all been just one big fabricated thing by Nate to just take her down? I'm really interested to see what you think in the comment section down below. Alright guys, remember to like and subscribe, and see you next time.